So, that's the amount of business. If there's a business model behind it, I think consumers pick it up and your app becomes popular. There are some of the apps that, run a lot of, I would say, promotions. So if you're browsing through your phone, if whether you have Android, BlackBerry, or whatever you have, and if you browse through on the weekends, there are loads of offers wherein some of the apps which normally would charge you per download are actually available free. And you'll be amazed at what you can find. There are so many apps out there between, I think, the iOS, the Android, and BlackBerry and Windows market now. There are well over a 1.2 million, 1.3 million applications available. So with so much of things available on the phone, it is the next computer. It is the next computer that believe you me, I typically would pick up the phone more often rather than looking at the TV today. So there's
even ways of watching TV on your phone as well, but we'll probably go into that in a later show, because I think that's something we should explore, different ways of how you can access free-to-view channels, or even some premium content on your phone, obviously for a small charge, or obviously for free. But like I said, Raman was talking about how phones are essential, how we cannot do without. But what would happen if we were to lose our phone? What if you needed something there as a backup? I think we've got a story related to a backup phone which they've invented.
There is something that we have. I'm going to talk about this. We'll probably cover this in a bit more detail. It has got a slight twist to it, is because when you look at most companies today, and they've started introducing services which are cloud-based. So, for example, the iOS has introduced iCloud. Windows has introduced SkyDrive. Google has something which is different. You have Dropbox or something like that. So there is an ability, because all your data is important. And today, if you lose your handset, all of this is backed up if you have some of these services which are cloud-based services. And the other thing is, because these phones now, they've started having so much of memory. So, the Samsung Galaxy is probably, I think, one of the first phones in the market which is available as a 64 gig variant. And then it has an SD card slot. So if you put a 32 gig micro SD card in it, it actually goes over to about 96 gig. So there was a time when obviously you had hard drives on your laptops and PCs which did not go beyond 40 gigabyte. So having something, which is 96 gig or something in that region as storage space, is absolutely amazing. One of the other things which we missed out on, there's another image that we will probably bring onto the phone, onto the screen, is a phone image which is called Spare One Phone. That phone basically has a battery life of 15 years and runs on
1 minute.
15 years.
Not 15 hours.
No.
Not 15 days.
That's what they say, 15 years.
15 years.
Yes. Or 10 hours of talk time, and it is called Spare Phone. And
no,
I think we should
be kidding me.
We need to see that image on the screen. Can we bring that on?
15 years. We're going to pop this image on the screen of the Spare Phone, which it just takes one battery?
One normal. One AAA.
One normal AAA battery. And I think we're having a bit of difficulty getting that up on the screen at the moment, but we will definitely show you this wonderful piece of technology.
Well, एक image है जो हम आपको दिखाना चाहते हैं, and I think we'll show it to you in a moment. It is called Spare Phone. And if you see that, we will probably do a big, do a bit of discussion on this in the next episode. But that is where you can see, it's an image which basically uses one battery, which is included. And it's a very basic phone, but it's been designed by BMW. It's called the iBMW phone, or, that's the technology behind it. And they make electric cars and, lots of other things. But this phone, actually, what they say, if it runs on one battery on a standby mode, can actually last 15 years.
Wow.
Very basic phone. But that is where the scheme of things are in terms of making sure that if you have this device in your hand, you have longevity in terms of battery backup and obviously functionality. Without battery, you cannot have functionality. So a lot of users, I remember when I bought the first iPhone, I was ached by the fact that the battery used to run out and it was not a replaceable battery. So a lot of people switched over to other phones, because if you have a spare battery, you could basically quickly put a battery in and you can recharge it. But that's got changed, and people over the years have got tuned to the fact that yes, the iPhone doesn't last for the battery doesn't last for more than a day. Depends on usage, but at the end of the day, you have to keep charging it. And there are innovative charging devices which are coming in, magneto-based induction charging, wherein all you need to do is just keep your phone on top of it and it charges it in about 45 minutes.
Yeah, I've seen those already. I've seen the solar-powered cases, solar-powered cases that come in. There's a sort of built-in extra charge. It's like a case but it charges at the same time. Yeah, absolutely. So there's all sorts of innovative ways of keeping your phone going for long. Obviously, as Raman says, it's constantly being used, no matter who you are. I mean, obviously, some people are on it more than others, but even with average uses, people are only getting about a day out of it. But then again, if everything is on your phone, you are going to have to use it that much.
I totally agree. And one of the reasons why the battery is getting drained quite often in your phones is, which people don't realize, because you have your Twitter, Facebooks, and all these kind of things, services running in the background, which are continuously getting, data from the cloud. Your phone is essentially working. Even if your phone is on such a, for example, a standby and your screen is switched off, but because your emails are coming in and there are loads of things which are happening in the background, with processing speeds increasing, the battery life is one, which is there are lots of changes happening on that technology side, but they're trying to keep it slim, thin, light, something which lasts longer. But at the end of the day, I think if your usage is heavy and you use a lot of applications, battery life is something which is going to be a piece of concern going forward. And I think we'll see a lot of advancement happening in this. So in a couple of years, you'll have probably a phone which will have a battery which will last 5 days, or it'll charge with, just your normal battery. It'll have a solar panel at the back. If you're in a room and you just turn this upside down, the phone's charging, or you'll have, charging units available. I don't know what they will do, but there are things happening in the background. If you read a lot of research stories, this is one field which is undergoing tremendous amount of innovation, and everything is on battery today, so you need that.
Right, we've only got a few minutes left of the show. Just to let you know, in upcoming shows, we will be reviewing some brand new phones which are out. We have with us right now, we have the HTC One and the HTC One X. We'll also be getting in the Motorola Droid, so we will be doing a massive comparison between the three phones. So obviously, if it's something that's, you're looking for a new phone, not necessarily Apple, but because these phones, when we do get into the details of these phones, are very, very competitive in terms of processing power, and especially the cameras on these phones are absolutely amazing. Any last words before we go?
I think June in particular, if you're not I would say, agar aap tuned in nahi hai gadget show ke liye, let me put it this way. For June has the biggest set of launches happening. So you have Windows 8 coming in, your Mountain Lion being launched by Apple, which is a new operating system for your Macs and everything. You have Nintendo Wii's, what is that called, Wii U coming in. There is an expected announcement of the iPhone 5. I don't know, rumors, blogging mills, whatever you say. There is an imminent launch of that phone, which will probably happen. And then obviously this is just in the biggies. And then you look at a lot of other things which are going to be released this summer, and we would be covering them live. So Windows 8, just to repeat, Mountain Lion, the new operating system, iPhone 5, Wii U, which is coming in from Nintendo Wii, and a lot of us are seeing, technology wherein you're able to flick images straight away onto your television. Some call it the AirPlay, all cast, but an ability wherein you can actually transfer what you're seeing on your phone. A flick karke straight away you can send it to your television. A flick kar sakte hain. So that kind of a technology we're going to get to see in June this year, and you'll have internet television sets being launched. You'll have 3D television sets becoming more affordable. So hopefully we will try and do some reviews of some of these devices, even if it means we need to go out and do some reviews, but we'll try and do some reviews. So if you're looking out for a new phone and you're up for an upgrade, I think you should wait till June.
Right, so that's all we've got time for this week. Thank you very much for joining us. We'll be back again next week with everything that's brand new in technology. So we'll see you again. Thank you very much for watching. Goodbye.